everyone's well. Hope everyone's Sunday is good. I actually had a photo shoot before earlier today, so my day we started busy today. Dominga, how's it going? ¿Cómo está? Walk on, walk on. How's it going? So like I said, purchasing my first home has been I want to say it's been a mission. It hasn't been easy. We've been waiting 2 years because we had it built from the ground up. So, like I said, it hasn't been easy. Then they also raised the apartment on us because anytime um US dollar goes up, material goes up, you know, they raise the amount of the apartment. That's another issue that you would come into when purchasing your home, um, buying it from the ground up. If you're buying it from, already built, you won't have that issue. Okay. But yeah, right now, like I said, right now they're talking about another 20 days. We'll be able to move in. Um, Everything is pretty much done. I was by there yesterday. Parking lot is done. Like I said, it's just little touches that need to be done on the apartment. Dirk, what's going on? What's up? Like I was saying, just a few, ins and outs that have to be done in the apartment, but it's pretty much done. Um, so when we first purchased the apartment, my wife and I, it was 4.5 million pesos. Rob, what's going on? 4.5 million pesos. Okay. And so it was raised 800 pesos more. Okay. So now the total of the apartment is going to be well, let's say $101,000. That's going to be it. Okay. So they raised, like I said, they raised the 800,000 pesos more. So what we did is we kind of like worked something out with them. So the initial payment, we put some in there, and then you also get a first bonus for buying a home is 350,000 pesos. Anyone buying a house, your first time buyer, that's what it is. So that'll be put towards in the raise that they did. So that'll bring our payments down a little lower because right now, with Banco Popular, it's we paying what is it, 14, I think it's 14 point something percent, which is my monthly payments will be 57,000 pesos. Okay. Jay there, what's going on? RD Victor, what's going on? John is out today, so I'm gonna be, covering in for him today. He should be back. He should be back next week. So the next live he'll be here. Um, so like I was saying, it'll be the monthly payments will be 57,000 pesos. So you figure that's $1,000 right now if the currency is about 58. Let's say, so let's say $1,000. That's what my mortgage will be monthly. Um, that covers your insurance. Um, you also have your regular maintenance fee. That's about 3,000 a month. Once the apartment is done, that goes towards any cleaning. That goes towards the security. Security guard that they put there. That'll go towards there. But like I said, we looked at. I want to say I looked at about 50 apartments, different areas before we settled on this one area because we didn't want to move. Like the first spot we did have, it was in San Isidro, which was a little far. So I didn't want to live that far away, So we actually lost money on that apartment because we said we didn't want it. So we wound up losing, and then we found, this other spot. I don't know if any of y'all that've been to DR knows where Mixer is at. It's real close, like 3 blocks in from Mixer, from Avenida España. Okay. Yeah, 57,000 is pretty fair. It's exciting. It's $1,000. So it's not bad. Already Victor. Like I saying, so we did change location because it was gonna be a little far in. We did look at a lot of places. One thing I tell people: always go look at your apartment during the day. Why I say that is because the way the sun sets here in DR, you want a place where your sun is not going to be setting in your living room and your bedroom. Right now, where I live now, the sun sets right where my bedroom is at and where the balcony is, so it gets real hot. Okay, so that's one thing I tell people to look for. Of course, safety. You want to look somewhere where it's safe. Um, you want to make sure your family's safe, you're safe, any of your visitors are safe. Okay, that's one thing I always look for. And just, somewhere close to, let's say, zona colonial, if you like going down there, you don't want to, drive 20, 25 minutes. My house, literally where I'm at now, is about 7 minutes. I cross the bridge and I'm there. So if that's something like you like to do on the weekend and stuff, you know, look for somewhere that's not far away. Um, Hardy Victor, it is 3 bedrooms, 2 baths. It has the laundry room. It doesn't have like the extra let's say maid room, but it has a laundry room where you can fit a full size standing up um washer and dryer. Okay. Okay, what else I need to put down? All right, so we put down Black Crypto. We put down, it was I believe it's 20 or 30%. I don't remember at the top of my head, but it's between 20 and 30% that you put down. To separate the apartment, we put down 457,000 pesos. Okay, but the initial was since they raised it, it was 1 million pesos. Okay, so that's what it is, but it may vary. Okay, it may vary depending on the apartment that you're buying. Also, like I said, when we first started, it was 4.5, and now it's 6. So now the apartment is appraised at 6 million pesos, and we haven't even moved in. So that's one good thing about here. Apartments, they go up and they keep going up. So that's one thing I tell people, if they want to buy, buy now if you can, because in another 10, 15 years, apartments gonna be sky high. There's a lot of buildings. They're building a lot everywhere. Okay. Okay, black currency comfort. I don't know off the top of my head. Okay. Let me see what else. So we spoke about location, let's say how big you want the apartment to be. So our apartment is, they say 90 90 metros, which I have to see what that is. Give me a second. Uh so I can see the square footage of that. Give me a second. Mm. Okay, so 90 metro it's 968.7 square feet. That's how big the apartment is. Okay, so they're nice size bedrooms. You know, um, I said they come with nothing. That's one thing about here with the DR. Anyone that's lives in the states and know how the states is, your apartment comes with if you're renting in a complex, you got your washer, your dryer, your stove. Here, you move in with whatever you have, what clothes you have, the mattress. They don't have that, that luxury of you having that, when you first move in. So you have to put everything in yourself. So yeah, Hardy, that's about 1,000 square feet. Correct. So yeah, trying to see what else. Um, What else can we speak about real estate? Oh, like I said, also try to find a good real estate person. The guy I have, his name is Junior, just like mine. He's been great. Because even when they went to raise the amount of the apartment, he fought for us. Even though my wife was like, "Oh, but he just wants to get his commission." No, I felt that he fought for us to so they don't raise that amount. But sometimes it's out of our hand. Even though people a lot of people telling me, but you already had signed the contract, um, that they couldn't do that. But yeah, and the contract also says if the US dollar goes up and the materials goes up, the apartment also goes up. So that's something you have to read good. And if you want to sign that and go ahead with it, we chose to do it because we wanted that apartment. If you don't want to do that, you don't have to. You could just go elsewhere. And pretty much any apartment, they're gonna tell you that if the US dollar goes up or material goes up, the apartment also goes up. Your down payment goes up. Okay. DMR, what's going on, my brother? Dirk, what's up? Yeah, Santo Domingo Este. That's by mix. If you know where it's close, not that close, but it's by like the aquarium, Aqua Splash, the water park, going that way, along that area. Okay. I'm trying to see what else we can speak about this real estate. Like I said, just have to, you have to be patient too. If it's something that you're gonna have built, you have to be patient. Um, but you have to stay on top of them. Me, I'm anal when it comes to certain things. So I would drive by there twice a week and I speak to the guys. Hey, how's it going? You got the Haitian guys, working, and I will ask them, yo, how's it going? Oh, they tell me, oh, this time, that time, so they're cool about it. You going by there. Usually you have to make an appointment, but like I said, once you get to know some of the guys there, you go on when the engineer's not there, so they'll let you sneak up in there, and you'll be able to see the progress. But that's one thing with me. Always try to stay on top of that because you want to make sure, one, that they're doing a good job, and two, that your investment is being taken care of. You don't want to buy an apartment like there's apartments here that are cheap, but they build cheap. You know, they've had that one company's had a lot of issues, as Cole Viso know. They've had a lot of issues with cracking of the roof, the tiles coming up from the floor. So that's one thing you have to look for: a good um, company, the contractors, that are building these apartments. You know, because they will cheap out on the apartments. Um, Dr. PH, what's going on, my brother? Hope all is well. Um, so yeah, like I said, you have to be mindful of real estate, the place, the company. You know, um, Look them up, do your homework, do your research. How long has this company's been in business? How many apartments? That's one thing I did with them. Right now, they're on my apartment is the eighth apartment that they've done. Okay, and they already have um 10, 11, and 12 already sold that they're going to be building. Okay, so their track record is good when it comes to building, but they do sometimes things do take long. We had the issue with the what was going on with Haiti. That stopped it for a while because um, they didn't want to be getting in trouble, or they didn't want Haitian people. The dudes that were working, they were scared of going out to work, because they were picking them up. So that prolonged, the time also of us getting an apartment. Also permits. I have another issue. Them saying that getting the permits for the apartment, which I think that was BS when it came to the permits because they already had permits for all the apartments. So that's just them trying to prolong and push things back from you getting your place. But like I said, been waiting 2 years. I'm happy. I'm almost, to that point of owning my first place. Because I lived in the States, I never owned my own house. That's always been my dream. But coming here, it seemed like it's easier buying a house here than it was in the States. There's a lot of red tape, a lot of things that you got to go through over there. Here, you pretty much, your credit, as long as your credit is good, you got that down payment, um, your references, but the main thing here is credit. As long as your credit is good and that bank, because they pre-qualify you ahead of time. That's one thing too. Before you even go and purchase the apartment, they do a pre-approval. Okay, you go to the bank, whatever bank they like to use Popular, but you can use any bank you want. Another thing is, right now they told us that we're at a fixed rate of 14, let's say 14.5% for the first 3 years. Okay, but after that, we could if they say the excuse me, if that good lord, I'm sorry, I just my mind just went out. If it goes lower, the rates go lower, we can change to another bank, but you do have to pay a penalty. Um, changing that, that's one thing you have to think about too. But I don't mind paying the extra fee if my rates is going to go down and if my monthly payment is going to go down. Okay, Black Crypto. Um, you get a credit card. If you already have a bank account here, get yourself a credit card. You could even ask the in the bank, how do I build up my credit? Like I said, um, I know for me, since I am Dominican and I do have a cellular, that's how it would be. I don't know how it would be if you're an American moving here. I don't know how that goes if they still just go about what your credit is in the states or how that would be. I could find out for you though. Okay, I'm not too sure. Like I said, I've since I was born here, so it makes it easier for me. Um, Speaking on that, also, that's one thing that my son wants to get dual citizenship before that because he wants to buy a home out here. So I'm actually working on that with him. Um, he's a lawyer, and he's actually helping me out so I could get my son's dual citizenship, so he doesn't have to go through hoops you know, and get the green gold prices and all that. So that's something that I am working on. With him. Okay, Black Crypto. Okay, like I said, yeah, with bank accounts is easy. The credit part is that I'm not sure about, how you would be able to build up your credit here. Like I said, I could find that for you. DMR. DMR, the same thing. I'm not sure how they do the credit in the states in here. But like I said, I could find out for you guys also. I could ask the realtor and I could ask uh the girls in charge of my the account because I'm not too sure how they based it on that, with the credit. Like crypto, I know you're not I know you're not down with the gringo prices. No one is. And it's crazy now because speaking about gringo prices, a lot of places now are charging you the 18% plus the 10% or kind of like a tip for the workers. Actually, I went to the Hard Rock Cafe last night to see a concert, and they put those taxes on there. And I asked the dude, I was like, "Listen, I'm already paying that 18%. Why am I paying the next 10%?" He's like, "Oh, because of that goes towards the tip, for the employees." I said, "So you're telling me I don't have to tip them, extra if I don't want to?" They was like, "No, that's on your discretion if you could do that." But that's to me it's pretty much now everywhere. Even McDonald's is doing it. If you sit at McDonald's, they charging you that 10% now. If you eat out, if you take it out, they don't charge it to you. So that's another crazy thing that's going on here when it comes to that. So yeah, back to the topic of real estate. Like I said, I encourage anyone that's able to come to DR and buy a place, especially like I said, I'm buying a 3-bedroom home for $100,000 apartment that in the States, I know that would cost maybe 700,000, you know? And then here, once you purchase, let's say you purchase a home with land, that land is yours. In the States, the land is never yours. You're always going to be paying for that land. So it's like you're borrowing that land. It's never yours. Here, no. Here you you buy that home, you buy the land, or if you buy a land and build a home on it, that land is yours. That title is yours, and no one can, do nothing about it. Okay, Black Crypto. That's good to know. Like I said, I didn't know that. Rick James, what's going on? So yeah, I'll be paying my mortgage $1,000 a month. That'll be a mortgage. That's not to rent. That's to buy. That's my mortgage. Right now, I pay 1,500 where I'm renting right now, but where I'm buying, I'll be paying $1,000 for my mortgage. Let's see here. Company that's building their homes. Okay, I will do that, Black Crypto. I will have that information. I will put it up. Um, yeah, like I said, you don't wanna go with a shady real estate company or shady lawyers. They have a lot of that here. That's something you have to be careful. I always try to, whenever I'm doing anything real estate or anything, I actually, research the person or ask multiple people, yo, how's this dude work? How's your job? How's that, because you never know. People here real shady, so it's real corrupt here, but yeah, it's corrupt everywhere. But that's something you just have to be mindful of when you're purchasing a home. That you're gonna get swindled. I know people that have gotten swindled. They give a down payment and they're paying, and all of a sudden, company shuts down. There goes your money. You know, Black Crypto, man, and TRs. Yeah, they sure are. hmm Rick James, the area it is. uh, This is Santo Domingo Este. Like I said, it's about 15 minutes from the airport. It's close to Mixer. It's close to the aquarium, um, Aqua Splash, which is I mentioned before the water park. Okay, so it's pretty. In front of me, I have a supermarket. Next to me, I have a bar or drink, whatever they call it here. We got a gym. You got um restaurants. You got like about six colmados. So it's pretty. The area is pretty. You have things where you can walk to. Walking distance. You don't have to hop in your car and go to the supermarket unless you choose to go to like Bravo, um, Ole, which is down the block. It all depends. Like I said, they do have a supermarket right across the street. Oh, damn. Sorry to hear that, Hardy. Yeah, like I said, you have to be careful when purchasing apartments here. You know, interest rate. The interest rate. Let me look. Give me a second. I have it right here. I'm gonna look it up. Got it on my phone. Give me a second, guys. Okay, so the interest rate right now is 14.95% fixed rate for 3 years. Okay, and my monthly payment is going to be 57,871 pesos, and that includes the insurance on the apartment. If anything happens, a fire or anything, let's say God forbid I pass away, my wife don't have to pay nothing. God forbid she passed away, the insurance is covered. I don't have to keep paying, the apartment. That's one thing about that. This is insurance. Okay. Let's see what else I have here. Okay. Okay. So they also let us. We were able to get 80% 80% of the apartment of the loan, which is 44 million pesos is what we were able to get um from the bank. That's as much as they're able to cover to loan you pretty much. So the other 2 million, we got to had to get it out on our own. but that's what it is. 80% of the cost of the apartment, plus the 350,000 pesos for the bonus for the first time buyer. That also goes in there. Yeah, Bravo does have better quality stuff. They do, but they've gotten a little more expensive too. But I like them. I like their wine also, Hardy. Their wine, the wine selection is pretty good because Bravo is actually owned by Christian people, and they don't open on Sundays. That's another thing about Bravo. Okay, I got taken for a taxi ride. So let's take 50 of that. Yeah, that's something you gotta watch out for, Black Crypto. Those counterfeit money, stuff like that. That's why, I do Didi, which is like it's like Uber, same thing. Just a little, their rates is a little lower than Uber. Uber charges the driver 45%. Didi doesn't. So I do that. That's why one thing I tell people when I do a service, my prices are, good for the people. I'm able to speak to you in Spanish. A lot of these Uber drivers don't know Spanish, English. So that's one good thing about, when I give a service. Um, but yeah, back to the topic of real estate. That's what we're here for today. Later on, our last hour, we can actually, speak about anything else. If anybody has, any extra questions, I'll be able to answer you. You could hop in and I'll invite you in if you want to speak on that also. Also, speaking on YouTube by myself. Every time I'm in the live, I'm with John or Nikki or Rico. This is the first time I'm ever doing it by myself. So if I trip up, get a little nervous, I do apologize for that. Like I said, I'm not good speaking in public or, so bear with me with that also. So let's say, trying to think of something else that I'm missing about this real estate game. Um, trying to think. Um, so we spoke about the sun. That's one thing I'm anal about this sun when it comes to the apartment facing a certain way. It's kind of like I try to follow la feng shui, when it comes to buying an apartment. Well, I like to have it face a certain way. That's just me. Um, Trying to think what else. What else? If you guys have any other extra questions, you know, feel free to ask, and if I'm able to answer them, I could. I appreciate it, walk on. I appreciate it. Like I said, it's my first time doing a live on my own. Rick James, no, it's not the penthouse. I didn't want the fourth floor, because I had a motorcycle accident back when I was younger. So, when the weather gets a little funny, my leg acts up, and I didn't want to be going up and down. I'm not saying I'm young, I'm not saying I'm old, but you know, years are gonna pass by and I didn't want to be walking up and down. Um, because here to have like an elevator, it has to be above the fifth floor for an elevator to be put in an apartment. And most of the ones that they're building on this side are 4 floors. So I wouldn't have an elevator. So I wouldn't want the penthouse. Yeah, Black Crypto. Yes, Banco Popular finances, all the apartments. Yeah. Like I said, you could go with any, excuse me, with any bank that you want. You could go with Banco Popular, BHD, Asociación Popular, Bank Reserva. It all me, I would like to go with the bank that has the lowest rate. Right now, everybody has this kind of like the same rate. So I just, stuck with the Popular for now. But I will eventually, once we find a bank that has a lower rate, yes, we will be changing banks. Definitely for sure. Yes, the cold also. Yes. Because I had a bad motorcycle accident when I was in high school, about 19. I broke my left arm. I have two rods in my left arm, my leg in two places. So yeah, when the weather here starts acting funny, my legs, uh, not too much to my arm, but my leg does starts to hurt. Um, so that's one thing about the change of weather, which here it doesn't get cold, so it's not that bad. You know, that's one thing I like about living here. I don't have to worry about that cold weather. You know, sometimes I say I miss it, but I really don't. I don't miss shoveling snow. Because the last place after I left New York, I moved to Pennsylvania, and we got a couple storms there, and it was pretty bad. So no, you're not used to shoveling snow anymore. Okay, kind of income do you have any asset? What do you? What Kyle, I do for income? I do. Okay, so right now, my wife and I, we own two businesses. Um, we own a blood bank, and we own a little small like lab where you do like lab court where you get your blood work done. We have that. I'm a freelance photographer. I do DD. I also right now I work in the morning for another lab place. What I do is I'm the chauffeur. I take the nurses to do in-house visits. I do that in the morning. So I'm constantly working. I stay busy. And Sundays is the only time I take off, but I really didn't have off because my stepson's wife, she asked me to do a photo shoot for her because her birthday was last week. So we went down to Zona Colonial and I did a photo shoot for her. So I worked today. So yeah, I'm a man. I call myself a man of many talents. I dabble myself in a lot of things, a lot of different projects and stuff. So that's where our income comes from. Uh, it's okay. Yeah, it went from bad to worse. Nah, nah, I don't think it's bad to worse. I actually, how would I say it? I'm more, even though my injuries, I'm more at peace here than I was in the States. Tell you the truth, you know? Even though I do more, I work more, but right now I'm working for a goal. Our second goal was buying our house. My third goal would be I want to buy a property so I could build my house, like my future home there, and then our apartment we're gonna rent it out. So that's my main goal now is buying some land, and just living off the land, buying some chickens, have some eggs every day, buy a little pig. That's always been my. It's well, it's weird to think about that, but that's always been my dream. I guess when I lived in New York, I grew up in the suburbs in New York, and my mom always had chickens and rabbits and stuff. So seeing that growing up, I always like I want to buy my own home so I could have all that, all those animals and live off the land type of thing. I want to be away from the city, away from the madness. Once I get older. Mhm. And that's that. I'm trying to see what else I could think about with real estate. We did cover a lot of things. Let me see. Let me see. Okay. Trying to think of something else, guys. Okay, that's still Kai, that's good. How big is the land? If you don't mind me asking. And do you have any plans on moving out here? Maybe building a house in that land, or even building something where you're able to come and visit and don't have to, rent an Airbnb or something like that. That's something to think about too. You build yourself a little apartment or even something for income. That's what I would do if I had that land. I would build me like maybe a three-storage uh apartment building and have that income. Okay, okay. All right, give me a second, guys. This internet's been bugging out today also with all right. Anyone that wants to, join in the live, there goes the link. Anyone wants to join live. Um Trying to see what else we could speak about this real estate. Um okay, so we spoke about location, we spoke about safety, safe area, um, different banks, different contractors. Also, you don't have to buy, from the ground up like we did. If you want to buy an apartment that's already built, I tell people go ahead and go for that. Don't wait. In the long run, I feel like we're paying more for the apartment having it built from the ground up. Okay, so that's something to think about too. If sometimes you might not have the funds, like we didn't at the time to be able to buy, already built. That was the issue why we didn't buy built. We didn't have the funds. We had funds tied up in the business, so that happened. But if you're able to buy, if you have the funds, to buy directly, where it's an apartment that's built or a house that's built, I say go for it. Okay. Yes, that's good. You could actually do a villa. You know, People always. That's one thing here in DR. People always want to go rent something for the weekend. Their family comes, so that's definitely a good business. Something to get into is villas, especially in Guay because um, you have the church. You're close from Higuay. You're close to Barbaro. You're close to Punta Cana. So that's a great area. To build on. Okay, so if you live in, all right, yeah, we could. You could just, if you don't know what size, you could just get someone, to drop a blueprint of how big you want the place. That's also something to think about. Yeah, but I would definitely build something for income for future security. That's my goal. That's why I wanna, you know. Because I tell my wife, I'm like, I wanna. By the time I'm 55, I wanna retire. I'm 47 now. I tell her, 55, I wanna retire. I don't wanna be, you know, working for no one. Or even I'm not work. I'm kind of not working for someone else, but I don't want to be like have to go punch in or if I'm going to attend the business, I'm going to attend that, attend my photography, something that I enjoy. That's what I want to do at that time, and then definitely after that, settle down by the time I'm 60, try to not enjoy, enjoy my time, enjoy my grandkids. Well, I'm going to be a grandfather again. My daughter just surprised me and told me that she's pregnant again. So I already have one 2-year-old grandson from my daughter, and yes, that is a blessing, though. I will definitely let you know. Um, Builders. I'm have to get find someone for a friend of mine, and he actually bought property over in Boca Chica where they have the minor leagues baseball play out in Boca Chica. He bought some land there, so he wants to build a house. I'm working on getting him someone to do the foundation, because he wants to do the foundation and then hold off on building the rest of the house. Don't know why. I told him just go ahead and get I don't know why he just wants to do the foundation first, which foundation they call tapata, you know, bottom of it's like Voltron's feet. So yeah, come on, guys, come on. Any other questions? How's everybody's Sunday? By the way, here's a little hot, little little hot and humid today. Let's see what the weather is like today. Right now it's 93 degrees. A little hot. Let's see here. So anyone else thinking about purchasing a place here in DR or anywhere in the Caribbean? Might be. Hey, because I know some people are moving out to Costa Rica. Even though that's not the Caribbean, but um, um, Costa Rica, El Salvador, some of those other countries. In Ottawa, Canada. That's where you're from, walk on, Ottawa, Canada? Mm. Yes, my wife is Dominican. She's actually a couple years older than me. Yeah, she's it's now that you say that it's a funny thing, me being raised in the United States and then coming back out here and being with a Dominican, it's like we come from two different worlds, you know. She's uh she's raised one way, I was raised another way. She's from the country, even though she moved to the city when she was about 20, but she still has that, I say that country mentality, you know. But you can't have everything great in life. This has to be a balance, and she's kind of my balance. She's my she's a great business person. Like she has that business savvy. The first she opened up her first business on her own, and then the second one, we opened it together. But she's always been a person that she wants to thrive, and she used to tell me how she used to sell bobby pins and socks and stuff, just to make it through college. Because you coming from the countryside, um, your parents can't afford for you to pay for college. You know, and she always wanted to. She's a phlebotomist, so it's something she always wanted to do. Um, and she did it. You know, and I'm glad I met her once. I came out here. It'll be 5 years we've been together now, and like I said, she's anytime she tells me, "Yo, when it comes to business, let's do this," I'm never hesitant. Even when we spoke about opening up the blood bank, she spoke to a lot of her friends, and they would tell her, "Yo, you crazy? Like, that's gonna take up a lot of money. That's gonna." And I told her, "Listen, don't go by what people say. That's why we have banks you could get loans from. There's other ways, you know, to bring up a business. And we were just looking for kind of like partners to open up the business with us. Now after the business is up and going, now they'll want to put in to become partners. I say, no, well, no, we already put in the footwork to get this business going, and it's already going, and now you guys want to. I said, nah. I told my wife, nah, don't even entertain that. Because we already put in the footwork. The hard work is done. What's the best option to find a place? Um, you could go here. You could go on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Those three places. Um, you don't want to work past 55. Yeah, me either. But yeah, Rick James, those places, like I say TikTok, uh, Facebook, the media now. It's you know you can find a lot of things. You just have to be careful, when searching those sites. You don't get scammed. Like I said, my thing is word of mouth. Comes a long way. Recommendations. It's not what you know, is who you know, type of thing. You know, especially when you're gonna go spend a lot of money. Even when you go buying a car, you know, you don't go look at the first car dealership you go to. You do your homework. You test drive a couple of cars, um, and if that's the one that fits your budget, then you go for it. But oh no, I'm gonna buy a Lamborghini because no, listen. If you don't have Lamborghini prices, don't get yourself into no mess. That's one thing about me. I live my life. I go like this: do I need it or do I want it? Type of situation. Is it a need or a want? If I don't need something, I'm not gonna buy it just to say I have it. You know, and it has to. I try to do things where I'm able to make money, with that, whatever it is. You know, that's what I try to do. Well, at least the sun is going down here. I'm actually on the roof right now, roof of the house. Um, Let me see here. Buying an apartment, I'm trying to get it appraised before putting an offer. Enigmatic, enigmatic mind. Where are you trying to buy at though? What place are you trying to buy at? How do I put it? I do the same. Exactly, walk on. There's a lot of people like that. They wanna buy just to have what everybody else is having. Nah, I try not to do that. I don't try to compete with people, even family members. There's people, family members that you buy Mercedes. They want a Mercedes. It's like, dude, like, everybody has to do their own thing. You gotta be your own person. Like, don't just buy something because somebody else is buying it. You know, I always use that. If he jumps off the bridge, you're gonna drop off the bridge with him. Situation. Bellavista. Okay, Bellavista is nice. Actually, sometimes I do work over there. Yeah, Bellavista is definitely nice. A little pricey, but it's nice. Now, Bellavista, where Sarasota, Romulo Beltancourt, around that area. They do have a lot of different areas over there. Oh, definitely, definitely. Yeah, you can't keep up with the Joneses unless you're rich. You can't be doing that. You know, that's why I try not to. I say live beyond my means. If I'm making 1,000 a week, I'm not gonna spend 1,500. You know, especially when you want to purchase a home. It's people. Oh, it's not easy. Once that payment is due every month, you got to make sure you got that. You know, and that's something too that we thought about. Buying a place is making sure that you were able to, make that mortgage every month. Like I said, we kind of screwed with the prices going up because we didn't expect to be paying, 57,000 off the bat. But like I said, things happen. But hopefully in a couple of months that those rates will go down and we'll be able to pay, a cheaper monthly bill. Like considering still cheap when it comes to, you know, buying a home in the United States and paying a mortgage out there. I still find it to be still, really cheap. Yes, yes, indeed. Okay, okay. Any other questions? Let me see here. See any other questions I missed here? Okay, so Dirk had X earlier. I didn't see it. Do we pay for the inspection? No, the inspection is included. Um, the bank does that. They do that for free. They do an inspection. They call it tasación. Where they do the inspection, and they also appraise the apartment. And by the appraisal, that's how they tell you how much are they going to be, loaning you. Um, your loan is going to be once that appraisal is done. So that's completed. That's the bank covers that. Not all banks cover that, but good thing that Popular does cover that. Dirk, I just seen that question. You did ask. Let's see here. Okay, Romulo Tancud, closer to the churchy. Okay. Yes, that is a good area. It's a good area. The only thing lately it's been just like the floods. I don't know how bad sometimes it floods. But it's definitely a good area to live. Yeah, the new Malecon down by the racetrack. They have the go-kart racetrack down there. Yeah, it's a nice area. Trying to see here if I miss any other questions here. Okay, let's see here. Okay. Yes, Rick James. Yes, we do have insurance. That's how I told you it's covered. It's covered in the 57,000 that we're paying. That covers pretty much everything. Flood insurance. I don't know if it covers flood insurance, but um, it's I want to say about the flood. I'm not sure if that covers flood insurance because most places are not. Well, some places are not built where you're gonna get where your house or your apartment is gonna get flooded. But that's something I can find out, Rick James, and I can get back to you about the flood insurance because I know I have regular insurance when it comes to fire, certain things. I have to read the information that they gave us and see if flood insurance is covered in there. Okay, so monthly expenses. So I'm gonna have to see because right now we not. I pay 41 pesos for light. I don't pay water. Cables like um, let's say internet and cables about they say 2,000 pesos. So once we get in that new place, we'd have to see what the monthly expenses would be. So you figure, let's say 57. Add another between everything else. Add another 10,000 pesos. I would say between um gas, water, electric, and groceries. Rick James. So add another 10,000. We do have two dragons that live with us, and they do eat a lot. So yeah. So I would say add another 15,000 into that 57 a month extra between feeding the two kids, water, gas, electric. You know. So yeah, it's pricey. It's a lot. You know, but it comes with the territory if you want to own a home. Like I said, it's still cheaper than living in the United States. You know, because here with the AC, the most in our auto place that we spend electricity would be, let's say, $100 would be the most, and that's running it. Let's say we run the AC all day. Most of the day we're not home. We come home late. You know, I'm in and out. My wife, she comes home in the afternoon, but then she's back at work, and then she don't come home from work at night till like 12, 1 o'clock in the morning. So we're not, hardly home. The kids are, so they're the ones using most of the electricity. So yeah, I would say add an extra 15,000, Rick James. Um, yeah, they're expensive here. And now water, water we're not gonna be paying water because we have our water will be coming from a well. Okay. And then gas is gonna be like your electricity. Whatever you consume, that's how much, because it's shared. The gas is shared in the house. So whatever you consume, that's how much you pay. Um so yeah, I would say an extra 15,000. Any other questions? Wha- Oh, also, too, that's something that I almost forgot. Some places the power do go out, so I would definitely invest in inverter, inversor. You know, you figure the inversor itself is not expensive. What's expensive is the batteries. Each good battery will run you between 5,000 to 7,000 pesos. But it's worth it because if the power goes out, you got yourself, those two batteries or four batteries. You'll last, depending, how charged they are. You can last 2 days, you know, with four batteries in your home, and that's running the refrigerator, you know, and the lights in your house. AC, no, because AC does draw in a lot of power. Okay. Tony, no, we don't put screens in our windows. Nah, because you don't get, depending on what areas you live, you don't really get mosquitoes. It all depends. You might get some places, you might get little flies here and there, but right now where I live, we don't get a lot of mosquitoes. Even though right now it's like mango season, you might get a little, fruit fly here and there, but it's not bad. And in the place where I'm going to be living at, my new place, there's not a lot of trees around there, so I don't think it'll be a lot of mosquitoes. Thinking about putting screens on them. Now you could, if you want to leave your windows open, you could put screens on them. Rick James, let's see it. Did you buy an ignition? No. Apartments don't come with air conditioning. Like I mentioned before, they don't come with nothing. The AC we have now, that's what we're gonna be, moving over to the new place. And then we are gonna be purchasing another one to put it in the living room. To have one in our room, fans in the throughout the house. The also in the living room, the two kids' room in our room, and then an extra AC for the living room. So an AC can run you between 18,000 to 25,000 pesos, depending on the if it's 12, 18 BTUs, the brand, they have LG, Samsung, Technomaster. They have different brands, so it depends on what you wanna, what you wanna get, or how BTUs you wanna get. Like the one I have in my room right now is 12 BTUs. I want to get an 18 for the living room, um, so it does cool it off pretty good. Oh, Tony, you live in the States. I thought you lived out here. You say you putting screens in your windows. Excuse me. Dog wants to jump off the balcony here. Crazy dog. If anyone owns a Chihuahua, you know how crazy they are. Oh, okay, Tony, you live in Puerto Plata. What part of Puerto Plata? I've always wanted to go out there and visit. I have a couple of friends out there, but I can never make it out there. And that 4 hour drive too is a killer. Torre Alto. Okay. Um, Rick James, when it comes to solar, it's not permitted on apartments. That's one thing. It's not permitted on the apartments. Don't know why. I don't know I think it has to do with the laws of electrical company. They won't let you have it. But I know if you buy land and you build your house out in your land, you could do whatever you want. But in living in an apartment, like in the complexes, you can't. So yeah, that's one thing, Rick James, when it comes to that. If I could do it, I would definitely, do it. Because you could buy one panel and you know, give power to your whole apartment. But like I said, it has to do with politics and the electric company. Which to talk about the electric company, the real funny thing, when was it? Friday? Friday, I come home and they changed the meter in my house because now they're changing meters where they're able to control and shut your power. If you don't pay or whatever, they just automatically shut your power. So when they came to change the meter, they cut my wires. I went ape shit. I had no power in my house. I'm a diabetic, so I need to have my insulin. I'm in the refrigerator. So I came home and lucky the refrigerator was still cold. I called the company, I cursed them out, you know, talking about that they weren't supposed to. Yes, I know they weren't supposed to cut the wire. If they're only changing the meter, they weren't supposed to cut any wires. So I had to get someone, I had to pay someone to do it, because I called them. They still haven't showed up. Who knows if they're gonna come Monday? But I wound up paying someone to connect the wires again. You know, Rick James, you think about buying land or building? Yes, definitely, Rick James. I actually am thinking about buying the land, and that's gonna be between San Cristobal and Bani. I have I can't say a friend, someone I know that has some land, and they are willing to sell it to me. I just right now, don't have the funds to invest in that at this time. But I do, since they're not in a rush to sell the land, once I'm ready, they told me, we'll let you have it first. So yeah, as soon as I'm able to, you know, get some funds together, I'm definitely gonna buy the land. Like I said, I want to retire in out, out in the country. It's 45 minutes away from the city, but it has right now it has running water, the land, it has electricity, it has it has plátanos, it has mangoes, so they have stuff that you can eat off of, They have guayaba trees, so the land is fruitful, you know. So yeah, that's my plans, Rick James, for the future. And then I would think, see about getting those solar panels. Once I own my own place. That's definitely something to think about. For anyone that wants to buy land and build a house, it's a good thing Rick James brought that up about the solar panels. Um let's see any other questions, any other thoughts, comments, concerns? um Trying to see what else we could talk about. Cause like I said, there's only so much about real estate and buying a first home that we could speak about before it just gets. I don't like to just repeat myself and talk about the same thing over and over. 'Cause that does get boring. Um, I want to be able to give you guys information that I know that stuff that I'm going through at the moment. I don't want to say things that I don't know about or lie to you about something. That's not how I do things. And if there's something I don't know, I could find out for you. If there's something that you guys might know that I don't know, we could speak about it and help each other out. Appreciate it, Rick James. What's my job again? Like I said, I'm a man of many talents. I'm a chauffeur. I'm a photographer. Um, at the blood bank, I'm the one that puts orders in, fixes computers, um, update software. I do many things. I try to I try to do things on my own where I don't have to pay someone to do it. I try to learn, you know, because there's people out there they rather pay someone to do something that's sometimes simple. I don't like to go that route. If I could try to fix it myself, sometimes the printer might go out, computers something going on. I try to figure it out and fix it. If I can't, then I'll call someone. You know, uh, that's just me. I like to work with my hands. I like fixing things. I don't fix relationships, but I like fixing things. Let me see what else. What else, guys? Come on, we gotta get this going. Get these questions out. Now, it's like I said before, I never purchased a home in the States. But my mom did, own a home, but I was younger, so I didn't know too much um how the process was. Can you guys maybe enlighten me on some of the things that, I know credit, you have to have good credit stuff, some of the other things that you might need, to qualify to purchase a home in the States. Like I said, I'm learning as I go here now, buying a home here. So it's been a learning curve. Um, like I said, like I mentioned before, it hasn't been easy, but you just got to take it one day at a time, and don't get frustrated where you want to just you want to f everything and just let it go. And there's days and time where I've gotten to that point, but me and my wife, we sit down and we talk about it, and tell each other, things are gonna get better, and it's just 'cause sometimes you get frustrated. It's like they tell you one thing and they do another, or they tell you, yeah, it's gonna be done this time. That's one thing with time frame here. Also, they're always changing. When the play is gonna be done, and so that's something you have to be patient about. You know, when they tell you it's gonna be done tomorrow, say tell yourself it's gonna be done 2 days after that. Don't always believe what they're gonna tell, what the contractors tell you. A lot of work at the lot. Yeah, exactly, Rick James. What's a better job for a girl? The best job for a girl in this country without a degree, a call center. Right now, you could be 16 years old working at a call center. That's one thing I, I I'm liking about here now, where young kids they want to learn English so they could get a better job. You know, because right now, even I've I used to work at a call center, so I've known doctors, lawyers that have worked in call centers, and they say they've made more working in a call center than in their own profession. So yeah, Rick James, call center is it's the number one thing. And here, like I said, they have beginners call center, and then they have you if you have a expert in English, they have that also. So that's the one thing that I encourage people, even young kids I talk to in the street, learn English, go work at a call center. Yes, it is stressful. It's not fun, but if you want to make money at a young age, put some money away. I would say that call center is the way to go. Let's see, we'll see here. Work alone, 6 months, a lot of traffic. What? Okay, AB, what city I would recommend? It's hard because unless you go to the countryside where there's not a lot of traffic, a lot of the cities here. I don't know about Santiago because I've never been to Santiago yet, but Santiago is the second city, largest city in Dominican Republic. So I would say Santiago, maybe compared to being here in Distrito Nacional, as you know, living wise, as having a lot of traffic. You know, like where I live on this side, because I live on Santo Domingo Este. That's you cross the bridge you're over here. There is traffic, but not as much as you being in the in the capital. So it all depends. Where would you want to move to? But my recommendation would be out in the country. Honest, be true. Jarabacoa, Constanza, any small countryside, Barahona, something like that. If you were looking to just relax and be away from everything. Mhm. Hey, Carl, how's it going? Okay, what's upcoming city or town in DR as for Purple Pill, Punta Cana. Right now, Punta Cana is rising. It's getting so big that they building on top of it, pretty much. I don't know if you guys follow Jamie Gruber. He's a YouTuber, and he lives on Punta Cana, and I always see what he's posting. Um, and they're building like another Punta Cana, you know, out there where it's gonna have your restaurants, it's gonna be like Ciudad Juan Bos, if some of you guys are familiar, where you're gonna have everything within that little city, within that little section of part of Punta Cana, restaurants, hospitals, schools. They are gonna have a school just for foreigners. It's just like a English speaking school, for foreigners. So right now, I would say Punta Cana is the. Oh, also Pedernales. I don't know if you guys are familiar. Pedernales is going towards Pedernales is on the west side, like going towards like Puerto Plata out there. Pedernales within they say within another 10 years, all that's gonna be tourism. They're actually building along the coast of the of that area, apartments, restaurants, you know, more hotels, more resorts. Okay, so yeah, that's also upcoming. Purple pill. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, Santiago. Santiago. I haven't been to it. Like I said, I've been wanting to go check that out. I heard it's nice. It's the second, largest city in DR, and is I would say a lot cleaner than DR. You know, people from what people have told me, it's a lot cleaner. The streets a lot cleaner. The people is not as I want to say because you sometimes you get the people here in the capital where you get your grumpy people, you got your grumpy Dominicans. You know, yeah, I bumped into a few, but for pretty much everybody's cool. But you do get your grumpy ones, especially those cab drivers, the concho, and they're a little funny. Being about to go businesses starting DR. AB, I would say profitable businesses here. I would say the number one thing here is people love to eat and they like to drink. That's one thing. Eating and drinking is a big thing here. So those businesses will be good. A restaurant, um, what they call it here, un drink, which is like a little bar type of thing. Um, but to me, I find it to be saturated though because everywhere you go now, there is a empanada spot or there's a colmado. It's like everybody, pretty much selling the same thing. So you would have to figure out what like a niche. What is something that it's not in that specific area. That's why I tell people if you could invest somewhere in a rural area, it'll be great because they don't got a lot. They have to go out the way to do certain things. Even a supermarket. Sometimes if you live in a rural area, you have to drive an hour to out to a supermarket. You know, so those are the things to think about. To start a family there in the future. I have no girlfriend. Um, so you have no girlfriend, Rick James. All right. One thing I tell people, um, I met my wife at a drink, you know, at a bar. And mm, I, excuse me. At the time, I wasn't drinking nothing. It was during the pandemic. I was just, but I bumped into her. Things happened. But the number one thing, Rick James, that I could recommend to you is, go out with a couple of females. See what they're about. You know, don't just jump into a relationship because a lot of times, you know, foreigners they jump into a relationship and they get caught up on chapeadora. So that's one thing I tell people: look for the signs. If they're always asking you for money, oh, my brother's sick, my mother has a toothache, these type of things. Go out with them. Don't. One thing also, don't give them your all right away. Don't open up that wallet right away. You know, slowly. You go. It's like I say, it's like fishing. You take your time. You know, you wheel them in. Don't let them wheel you in. You wheel them in. Take your time when it comes to relationships. Because yes, like I said, women here they'll sell you a good game. In the long run, they take you for everything. You know, so that's something to watch for. But there's a lot of good women here. Like I said, a lot of good women that want to start a family, want to do good, but there's some that just want to get pick in your pocket. So that would be my advice to you, Rick James. And you also have to live here too. One thing that out the country relationship, it's like I don't believe in that because she don't know what you're doing and you don't know what she's doing. So if it's something that you're thinking about moving here and settling down, it's different because you'll be able to interact more. But you coming once a month, once every 6 months, that to me it doesn't. It might work for some, but me personally, it won't work for me. Okay. Easy Rollins, where's the average income in the Dominican Republic? It depends. Like I said, the highest income that I've seen, me personally, is working at a call center, and it's about you figure about $700-800 a month. A month. That's what that'll be it. Um, that's right. Yeah, right. That's right. That's right, Carl. Yes, Remax, Purple Pill. Yes, we have Remax out here. We have what's the other one? There's a couple of them. I forget the names from the top of my head, but Remax, yeah, they have Remax out here. There's a lot of, like I said, there's a lot of real estate places out here that are good. You just have to do your homework. Visit a couple places. Word of mouth. Ask people. You know, but there's a lot of good realtors here. You know, let's see here. To the banks in DR have foreclosure homes. Oh yeah, Purple Pill also. They do have foreclosure homes, and they do have homes that we call them mejora. Well, let's say someone started building on them and they didn't finish, and the land is just there and it's owned by a bank. Well, you could go ahead and buy it and fix it. That's another thing, also a good way to buy cheap homes here if you want to make it a business. Let me see here. Yeah, there's a lot. In Boca Chica, there's a lot of places like that where you can buy and fix up, fixer uppers. Okay, what kind of home do you call the homes? They call them Easy Rollins. They call them mejoras. Excuse me. Yeah, they call mejoras. Mejoras is in English it would be make it better. It's like a make it better home. Una mejora. Yeah, if I could get my hands in a building, that was halfway done, I would definitely buy that to make it to apartments. You know, the only thing sometimes in mejoras, right? You'll have two and two or two, three different people that bought them, so they have issues with the bank. You got lawyers involved, so that's another thing to watch out for because here you might own a property, but you don't know that they sold that property to two other people. So you have to investigate, make sure you have that, whoever has the original deed, you know, because back then they would do frauds with people's land. Like my grandfather, for instance, he had bought land, and when he passed away, they didn't my their siblings didn't know. Then they found some paperwork and stuff. When they went to go to with the lawyers to claim it, it was already sold to someone else while he still owned it because they say oh it was abandoned. So what they did was they'll go ahead and go to the I forget what it's called here. With the office for the land um, construction place, and it's like City Hall kind of. They said no, this land is owned by someone else. Meanwhile, my grandfather was the one that is the original owner. So that's something you have to, watch out for when you're buying them in Hora also. Mm. Shy Girl Eats, what's going on? Hola, ¿cómo está? How old is Rick James? Rick James, he looks about 25. He's a young fella still. Mm. 41. Oh, he's young. Told you he was a young fella. Yeah, the countryside is definitely better. I believe the countryside is a lot quieter. You know, just that peacefulness of the country people. Because whenever I go to where my wife is from, she's from La Mata del Farfán, which is close to San Juan. It's right next to San Juan. And those people, every time we go out there, those people are so caring, so always want to play the food and this and that. It's like that's why I love the countryside. That's right, AB. That's right. And one thing too, I don't know why is it like this, why the culture here is like that, but young girls like older men. I don't understand why, but that's how it is here. Uh Purple pill. I'm not sure. I can find out for you. Give me a second. Hmm. Okay. Let me find. I'm gonna find out right now. Give me a sec. It's 4 hours and 5 minutes. Purple pill. 4 hours and 5 minute ride. Okay. Let me see here. Yeah, it's a nice little hike. Hmm. 4 hours and 5 minutes. I'm pretty sure you probably make it a little less depending how the driving is. Yeah, the countryside is definitely for people that want to retire. You know, they don't want the drama of going out to the city. That's what I would say. All right, guys, give me 1 second. Someone's at my door. Hey, sorry guys. Let's see here. Give me a moment. Yeah, about 4 hours. Purple pill. Yeah, that's kind of like going towards Puerto Plata. It's the same. About 4 hours. Nah, AB. There's no train to Santiago. Yeah, they have the monorail within Santiago, but it hasn't gone from Santo Domingo to Santiago. That's what the future plans are. Their plans is also to have the train go all the way to Punta Cana from here, from Santo Domingo, stop at the airport, you know, and be able to go to Santiago also. And that's going to be good. Once they do that, it's going to be good because it's going to make travel easier here in DR, and there's going to be less congestion, less traffic. That's one thing that we need: less congestion. Which the train and the uh they call that teleférico has helped a lot. You know, Cabarete. I've never been to AB. Never been to Cabarete. I heard it's nice, but I've never been out there. Yeah, it's on the bucket list. Yeah, I heard it's nice out there. Give me a moment. Okay, let's see here. So we're gonna have Manuel coming in soon. He's coming to join. Also speak about real estate. Let's wait for him to join in also in the chat. Hmm. So anything? Let me see here. Do you know anything about getting residency? AB, as of getting residency, hmm, I know you have to be married. From what I've heard, would have to be married to a Dominican. But like I said, I'm not too sure. I could find out about that. About just a regular foreigner coming here and getting residency. I'm not too sure about that, but I could find out. What's going on, my brother?
What up, brother? What up? What up? How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good here in this hot Dominican heat.
Oh, man, it's really, really hot. You know, when I do the news, people probably think that I'm lying when I say it's really hot in here.
Yeah,
Because
definitely, definitely.
they only come on vacation for 1 or 2 weeks, and for them it's nice. But for us, we have to stay here 365 days a year. It's
Yeah,
not nice.
I call it here. We have two seasons, right? We have summer and then we have hell.
Yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely.
That's how I call it.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
when we get a couple of degrees, when we get a couple of degrees down, we think it's cold. We're like, oh, yeah, it's getting cooler here, but it's still
yeah,
hot.
it's still hot. Even
Yeah.
when it's winter here, it's hot.
Yes, yes. We only have a couple of places in the Dominican Republic that are not really hot. It is Jarabacoa, Constanza. Those places are very high in the mountain.
Hmm.
The altitude is very high, and that's why they're very, very cold. Even for someone from the states, if they go to Constanza, especially to what's the name of it? Where the have you been in Constanza before?
No, I've been to Jarabacoa, but I haven't been to Constanza yet.
Yeah, Constanza is very cold, and there is a time of the year in December where last year the temperature went, I think it was minus 5, but it's very very
Yeah,
high in the mountain.
yeah, they actually had what we call hail. Hail is those,
Uh,
balls of
yeah, yeah, we
of
got those. We got those
ice.
there. Yeah, yes, yes. Yeah, we call him in Spanish we call him granizos.
Yes. Rick James,
Yes.
you'd be surprised. People do get used to it here, but just living with fans, without air conditioner, not everybody can afford an air conditioner or afford the light bill that comes with it. A
Yeah.
lot of us do get used to living without.
But you know what? I'm glad that I was born in this weather because scientifically speaking, um, it is a lot better for mental health
Mm,
because you don't have to be indoors that much. When you live in a place like Russia, that you have to stay always
indoors.
inside a house or inside somewhere, and those winters are very very heavy. It actually fuck you up your head. But in our
Yeah.
weather, which is tropical, we're always outside. We're always socializing with people. We're able to walk and do stuff.
Wow. Wow. Carl says it's 100 degrees right now.
Oh
Maryland.
Lord.
Woo. Uh,
Yeah, I did not believe in global warming, but I'm starting to believe in it because it's getting hotter and hotter every year, man.
yep.
And this last what he said there. Yeah, but in the winter, Miami gets cold from Canada. DR does not get. No, yeah, we don't
No,
get cold here.
we don't get
No,
called for no
no,
one.
no. We don't, man. We don't. We do not.
I wish we did
Yeah,
in a way, just to cool us off. But no, AB, we don't get called for no one.
yeah. But I think the cold he means is like cold with the sun.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like it's fresh, but the sun is out. But
yeah.
you got places where you got places like Alaska where I've never been there, but I know people that've been there that they say that there is a time of the year that it's a couple of months with no sun.
Correct. You
Yeah,
got, I
so
believe it's like 4 to 5 months without no sun. So it's midnight and you know, it's crazy. It's like 1 in the
yeah,
afternoon and it's dark.
yeah, because I don't want to offend anybody, but vitamin D, which is provided by the sun rays, has a huge impact in the testosterone levels for us, for men. So those countries where
Okay.
like those countries where the sun does not come out that often, that's not good for health, especially for men's health.
No, no good at all.
Yeah. And you where were you, man? All these states been raining here.
Where have I been? I've been at
Yeah.
home. I had a big flood where I
Oh,
live.
oh,
The street we
yeah.
live at, I had goldfishes swimming in my driveway. That's how bad it was.
Oh, yeah. What about your car? Was it affected?
No, no, thank God, because it's in the driveway. But if I would have left it in the street, yeah.
Yeah,
So
because
thank God.
most insurances they don't cover that.
No, we don't have flood insurance when
No,
it comes to cars.
no. You know how they call it? It is in the contract, but people don't read that. It says
Yeah,
it says is the damage. is caused by the hands of God. They call it act of God in the contract.
Yes.
We
Now,
yeah, like a flooding, earthquake, stuff like that.
now that you're talking about, we're talking about flood and cars, Manuel. I was speaking about earlier about real estate, and Rick James had a good question. If we had flood insurance here, I'm not too much aware of that. If we have that
Yeah,
coverage, I know we have like fire.
yeah,
If you have an apartment and certain things, but I'm not sure if you have flood. I don't know if you have an insight on that.
yeah. I know. They have an extension, but like okay, the contract when you get an insurance for your car, specifically the car, the insurance is not going to cover flood unless you get something that they call like an upgrade. They have
Like full collision, like full
yeah, they
insurance.
have something extra that is going to cover anything like that, like a floating. But it's more expensive, and most people they don't get it.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. But you know that the well, I mean, this is a third world country. When it comes to houses, I know in the U.S. when you purchase a house, you must pay insurance. You have to pay taxes on the house. You gotta pay taxes on the land. You have to pay taxes on everything. Am I right or wrong,
Mhm.
Junior? You know more than
Correct.
me.
Correct.
Yeah, but
Correct.
in the Dominican Republic, you can actually get away with some of those taxes and some of those insurances. And I don't know that many people with that they own a house that they have an insurance for that house.
Well, I was just speaking on that, and me now buying an apartment. Yes, we have an insurance in the home, in the apartment.
Yeah, you
Also,
do
that
because it is
insurance
it
also
is an
covers
apartment that someone else has built
bill.
and you bought it.
Exactly. Yeah. Hmm.
Exactly. But you know that we have the culture to build houses here. Yeah, people will actually go get a construction guy and they build their own house. That's part of our culture, and most people they do that now. Those people that they build their house, especially here in the countryside where I live in San Cristobal,
Yeah.
people they get a piece of land and they build their house and they don't get an insurance. But when you buy
No.
an apartment that is already in a building complex, so by law, the building owner they have to sell you an insurance.
Gotcha. Yeah. Because our insurance right now is included in the mortgage. Okay. And
Exactly.
another good thing
Hmm.
about that insurance, which they told us, let's say I pass away, or my wife doesn't have to continue paying for the apartment because it's covered, or if she passes away, I don't have to. It'll be covered. The apartment will be covered. Um,
Yeah, but the insurance is not actually to protect you; it's to protect the bank investment
yeah,
because you got it from the bank, right? Through the bank.
through the bank, correct.
Yeah. So the bank is going to force you to get an insurance so they can have their money secure. They
Hmm.
don't. They don't give a damn about you or your health or whatever. They
No,
just want
no, they don't.
to secure the
They
property.
don't. They don't.
Ooh,
That's
yeah,
for they
man.
want to make sure that their investment is covered. Well, they're not their investment,
Exactly,
their loan, because they're loaning you. They're giving you that loan for the apartment, so they want to make sure that that loan is going to be covered.
exactly. Yeah. Hold on.
Are you watching cartoons there?
No, it was the yeah. My. Hold on. My girlfriend, she was in the house, and she likes to see cartoons and stuff like that.
Okay.
Movies. You know those movies with
Yeah,
cartoons?
yeah, no, yeah. I like them too.
Yeah, I like
I
him. Yeah. They entertain actually. They're getting better and better.
mm,
So
that's
yes, tax, and everything here, Manuel. Yes. I'm not saying that paying taxes is bad because you
huh?
guys get your tax. You guys get tax return. You get your money back at the end of the year. Um, but that's what I know. I don't know exactly how it works, but maybe you can explain me more. But I know that you get your money back at the end of the year. But for us here, if you pay tax on something, you don't get it back unless you have to make a process and file some forms to get it. but by law in the U.S., you guys get your money back at least. So, yeah, I think I don't
Yeah, you're talking about income tax at the end of the year.
the income taxes. Yeah, you get at least you get some of the money back, but we don't get it back.
No, I wish we did. We don't know. Whatever
Yeah,
we
they're
put in, we don't get back.
no, 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 no. You did not. So Carl, I don't know how to pronounce that last name. McGowan. Yeah. So you get all of your money back in your income taxes, like all of it, or how does that work? Junior, you don't have audio, man. You're muted. No,
Can you
I can't
repeat
hear
that?
you. Oh no, no, I'm asking that in the states when you file your taxes, your income taxes. I mean, how much money do you get based on how does
It,
that work?
it all
And
depends. It all depends
excuse my
on
ignorance.
how much. No, it's all right. It depends on how much you made. Sometimes it depends on how many children you have. Also, sometimes. Oh, you also have state tax and you have federal tax. Okay, some states like Commonwealth states, you don't get back federal. Like when I lived in Pennsylvania, I didn't get no federal income tax back. I'd only get state because it's a Commonwealth state. Okay? Certain states you don't get. I believe it's Pennsylvania, Virginia. I believe like up in like Boston, Maine, stuff like that. I believe I'm not sure, but I know definitely Pennsylvania because I live there. That you don't get no federal tax back. Sometimes you might even own them $1 and you got to pay them
Yeah,
back. Mm.
but hold on. In order for you to get your income taxes, do you have to be a citizen or can you? Okay, do
No,
you
you
need a
can be a
social
resident.
security?
Yes,
All
you
right,
need a
okay.
Social
Because
Security because you have to
if you're
file.
illegal, if you're an immigrant, you don't have to do none of that, right? Like you got no papers.
Because you don't have a Social Security.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
You're
yeah,
not
yeah.
paying
You,
taxes
yeah.
back to the state. Okay, so Rick James has said you
Mm,
get back, you get it back because you overpay or they don't account for the tax break. Okay, which that is also true.
yeah, 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 yeah. Okay. Well, then you get some of that money back. But the more money you make, then the more taxes you pay. But when the income tax, you're gonna get more money, obviously, right? Is that how it works?
Something like that. Yes, sir. You
Yeah,
said
but I think yeah, but at least they the government they invest. Oh, it says no, you don't get all your money back. We have to give government 33% of our income year. 33%. So depending on how much you pay in the system. Oh my god, man. No, no, gosh.
that's
Oh
why
no.
that's why he's called Uncle Sam. Do not pass go. Do not collect
Yeah.
$200.
Oh god, that's why. Now it makes sense. Sometimes you see like people like Elon Musk donating money to unprofit organizations. So those
It's a tax
organizations they
write-off.
don't pay tax. Yeah, they don't pay taxes. So that's how we that's yeah you kind of beat the system a little bit.
Yep.
33%, it's a lot.
Hey, Nikki, what's going on?
Hey, what's up, Nikki? So we don't have to pay. You don't have to pay that much, man. We only pay 18% of every product you purchase.
Hey, but now they have that 10% tax also now for the employers.
What 10% tax? I just
Yes.
what
Now,
was it?
well, I don't know how you go about in San Cristobal, but now here, Distrito Nacional, you pay now an extra 10%, also depending what area, and that goes towards the tips for the employers. Even in McDonald's, if you go to McDonald's now and you sit in McDonald's, you're paying the 18% and you're paying another 10%.
10% for tips.
Yes, for tips.
Yeah, I've
And
seen
you,
that in some restaurants, but that's
yeah,
actually that's just not. I mean, they do it, but the government has multiple ways to beat that. That's not illegal. That's not legal, actually. I've
No,
seen
no,
it
but
on the
a lot
bill.
of places
It
are
comes
doing
like,
it.
yeah, it's a mandatory tip that they're asking you. Yeah, so no,
Yeah,
that's
I
not
mean,
legal. Yeah,
it's like you're forcing me to tip, even if my service wasn't good, pretty much.
uh huh.
Because
Yeah,
me
yeah, that's
personally, I tip on the way you you serve me. You know, if I sat in a
yeah,
restaurant, you told me, "Here's a special. Here's your water right away. Here's be attentive. Junior, you need anything else? How's it going? How's your meal?" That's what I tip on. How
yeah,
'cause that's how
yes,
I
that,
would treat the person if I worked, because I'm trying to hustle for my money. So I'm trying to make sure that that client or that whoever's coming to the restaurant is going to want to be feel the same way.
yes,
But
yes, yes.
now it's mandatory for you to give a tip.
You know what? Things that I like about the U.S. I've never been there again, but things that I heard from people, right? It's a lot easier. You will understand my pain, brother, because you're from here. Cars here are extremely expensive.
And you know why,
They're not
right?
that yeah, I know, of course. They're not that expensive in the U.S.
Uh-huh.
Also, you can get them not just cheaper, but not just cheaper, but you got like the options to pay the car are the prices are low when you the payments. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, yeah. Middle class pays most of the taxes, poor and rich most of what. Yes, that's
That is true.
Rick James. That's how it works in the world. That's how the system is designed. It's the same here. The middle class in any country in the world, they will always have. They're gonna have to lift the heavier weight. Yes, sir. If you have a business expenses being self-employed, you can write off your operational costs and whatever is left of what you make total. In this case, your
Mhm.
net after operation cost. Yeah, well, it seems like he knows that he knows about it. I can see that. Yeah, he knows. He knows. He's a
Yeah,
businessman.
yes, sir. So that's true.
Yeah.
But I still don't, I don't agree with this extra tax tip thing that's going on here. And which
No,
is
I disagree.
crazy, and then which is crazy for the tourists, their rate they have a higher tax in certain restaurants. Okay, because when Dr. PH was out here, he was telling me about the got taxed extra when he went to a restaurant. Again, I
Well,
don't think that's fair.
those restaurants are actually doing that's illegal. That's not legal. That's they're gonna do it until someone notice and sue them. But that's not the way it's supposed to work.
So we advise anyone coming into the DR and you go into a restaurant, dispute that. Dispute those extra tips and taxes that they're putting in. Because it should only be 18% by law, and then the 10% for the tip. Any other you know thing on that bill, I don't think you should have to pay for that. You know.
Yeah, but you are not even going to feel the 18% because the 18% is part of the price. When in Dominican Republic you see like 1,000 pesos for this, the 18% is already in it, is already in that price. So the price is the original price is probably 900 and then 100 pesos for taxes. But that what Junior is saying, that's totally right, man. You know, Junior, when you bring a car, that's not a good business for a simple average person. If you bring a
No.
car from the US, you're gonna have to pay almost like half the price in taxes. It's very expensive.
Yeah, it's very unless someone that knows someone that knows someone.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Let's see. Car prices are going up here because of high inflation. Many are getting their cars repo. Just had a friend I know they got their car repost yesterday. Oh yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah,
Wow,
yeah,
that's
yeah,
that's
yeah.
that's sad to hear. But
Yeah,
still,
well,
anything that's you know um brought in to an island, they tax you on. Even when we purchase, let's say when I buy something from Amazon, right? So I pay depending, if I use let's say my credit card that has US dollars in it is okay. But then they charge you if you don't, they charge you the US currency that's current or higher than what it is here in DR. Amazon does that. And then you have to
Mm.
pay the courier fee when your package gets here. Okay. So it's like everything that's, gets sent, brought into an island, you get screwed on. That's my personal opinion.
Yeah, but cars. I got a friend of mine. I helped him to bring a car here, and we no we he paid. I did pay. He paid almost. The car was not expensive. It was like um I mean it was expensive, but it was the equivalent in Dominican pesos, like $10,000 car, 12,000, something like that. That was the full cost of the car, something like that. And he had to pay in taxes like $4,000, almost 50% of the cost of the car.
Oh wow. So I see
I
what
see two taxes
James
after
has
the
a
meals
question.
free.
He two taxes after
Yeah, it's
two
probably the
meal
same
fees
one.
of the receipt.
It's probably indeed.
So you have,
Sometimes they break it down.
yeah, the
The the
18
the
and the
eighteen
10%.
percent. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Which that's Rick James, that's the tax by law. That everybody, anywhere you buy something, I go out a meal, that's 18% by law. And then the other 10% that me and Manuel were talking about, that goes towards the tax. I mean, sorry, the tip towards the worker, the waiter, the waitress, the host. They every 15 days they give them those tips, whatever that 10% they got from the people that want to eat there. That's what their tip is. Every 15 days they get that 10%. Are you muted, Manuel? I can't hear you.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Am
yeah.
I
Okay.
muted?
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me,
Yeah,
brother?
yeah, you were muted.
So
Yeah, I can
yes,
hear you now.
yeah, that's not legal. I understand that waiters and waitress, they get paid almost nothing, so they leave off the tips. That's all the money they make, tips. But the tips is
Exactly. That's
voluntary.
like in the states too. In the states, restaurant, workers they live off tips because they only pay you. At the time when my daughter's mom worked at a restaurant, she would only get paid $3 an hour, but she would bust her ass to get those tips because that's mainly
Yeah.
what you're working for. Is tips. Already. Uh, all right, guys. Any other questions? We're almost closing out today's live. I definitely want to appreciate everyone that joined in. Manuel, thank you for joining in. Also, if anyone has any other real estate questions before we go, um,
It is
I know we
expensive to
covered
purchase
a lot.
houses in the DR. You know that, Junior. Of course,
Yes,
compared to the US, it's cheaper. They see that cheaper because I know in the US is very, very expensive, but it's not that. Yeah, yeah. Well, for us, for you and I, it's not that simple to get a house, to buy a house.
no, no, it's not. It's trust me, it's been. I've almost had
Yeah,
to give up the only kidney that I have
yeah,
just to get this
yeah.
house,
I'm
this
I'm I'm
apartment.
building small. I'm building a small apartment. And it's been like almost 2 years, and I'm not done yet.
We've been waiting 2 years
Oh,
myself, and we
yeah,
went by there today, and they're talking about another 20 more days. So let's see. Like I said,
yeah.
I'm being patient. I leave it in
It will
God's hand.
always be cheaper to purchase a house, to buy a house in the DR than in the US. Definitely. It'll be always cheaper. Yeah, of course. If you got the money, you can do it, do it.
Yes, Kay, the materials is definitely going up again. Um,
Yeah.
they go up every once in a while. They go up. Um, so that definitely hurts construction when the materials go up because the owner has to flip that bill. You know, so yeah, that's something that it's bad when that happens here. I don't know how it is in the states when you are getting a home built and materials go up. How is that? How that happens if it does go happen at that. But I know here in DR, unfortunately, you have to swallow that pill. When it comes to time, you know, to pay that up.
Definitely, brother. Definitely.
Yes, yes, have to have a lot of patience. That's definitely patience is the key here when it comes to construction. With anything here in DR, you have to have patience because that's one thing that
It,
I've been fighting almost 7 years is having patience living in DR.
well, that because you grew up in a country where things actually work.
Yeah,
So you get what you're supposed to get, but in here things they don't work the same way. So yeah.
definitely, definitely.
Yeah.
Because I've had a lot of issues at the beginning when I first got here with that. I'm like, well, wait a minute. Like, one spot I moved into, and the lady didn't want to give me my deposit back, and she wound up calling the cops on me, telling me, saying that I was a thug and this, and I was a criminal. And I'm like, lady, you just didn't want to give my money back because I got tattoos. I'm a thug. I'm like, so she wound up calling the cops. The cops just like, listen, just take whatever she's gonna give you back, and because if you go to court, you got to get a lawyer, and so I'm like, listen, man, like you just got to give me my deposits back, like. But like I said, I wound up taking what she was giving me wasn't my whole deposit, and I just went about my business. But yeah, gotta be patient here in DR, and
You better
you
be.
learn to
You
have thick
better
skin.
be. Yeah, you're gonna have a heart attack if you're not.
Especially traffic. Let's not even get to that
Oh
subject.
man, we no 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 we got the worst traffic in maybe in the world. I don't know.
No, I don't know because I haven't driven,
No,
but I've seen how
But Asia
Asia,
is worse. But
yeah,
it is worse. Thailand,
India also, India and
India,
Thailand.
yeah,
Yeah.
no, that's. But I think we should be in the top 10 of the worst traffics in the world. The top
Yes,
10.
definitely,
Dominican, yeah, we must be there. Yes, definitely.
definitely, definitely. So, guys, once again, before we close out, any other real estate questions? Any other questions in particular that you guys wanna share or real quick before we end this live? And I appreciate everyone that joined in. Had your questions. Some of the questions I was able to answer, some not because I didn't have the answer. But I would, I will look back and see if I could figure, Oh, Manuel, since we have you here, there was a question about residency. I know that was on top of my head, and you came in. How do you know how it is, or how you go about getting residency here as a foreigner? Do you have to marry into Dominican, or is there a way where you could just be able to live here a certain time and then apply to be a resident?
Yeah. That's a good question. No, you don't have to get married here. You gotta get married to get the citizenship. That's yeah. If you want to get the citizenship, marry a Dominican, you will get it. If you want to get the residency, you've been here for 2 3 years, 2 or 3 years, you can just go ahead and apply. All you got to do, you go to the immigration services, which is located in El Malecom. You see the big building there?
Malecon Center.
Yeah, yeah. No, no, here down. No, it's
Isn't it called Malecon
uh
Center?
no Malecon Center is the plaza. I'm talking about
Oh,
El
the plaza.
Malecom, which
Okay.
is yeah. So they have the passport department there, the big building.
I got
Americans,
you. I
they
know what
know
you
where
mean.
it is. Yeah, and then
Yeah,
behind it
yeah.
there is immigration services. You go there, you say, "I want to apply for residency." They'll give you a form with all the requirements. Is the requirements are going to say you must be in the Dominican Republic for at least 2 years or 3 years. You have to prove what you are doing here. What's the purpose of your residency? Why do you want it? They'll give you a couple of categories. Dun, 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 this one, business. That, that, that. You will have to pay a couple of fees. No, it's not that difficult, actually.
Okay, AB. If you're still on the live, there goes your answer. Manuel went ahead and helped me out with that. Like I said, I didn't know, how you went about, get doing the residency. But if you're still alive, I hope that that helped you out.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Let me see another question that it was on the panel before. Okay. Um. Oh, the other one was about credit, Manuel. Let's say I don't know if you know when you buying a place here, do they? Oh no. It was let's say you're living here, which an Americans living here, will they be able to establish credit?
Yeah, you have to open up a bank account first. That's the
Just
first thing you
just
got to
open up
do.
a bank account, right?
Yeah, you must be in the bank system. They got to see you. Then, once you have a bank account and you start depositing money there, go apply for a secure credit card. Secure credit card means that you are going to use your own money in that credit card and they will see your behavior using the card. And then they will give you like a real credit card. And that's how you start building up the credit. Then go get a
Okay.
phone service like in Claro or any place like that. Get a like an internet service, pay that, and that's how your name is going to be reflected in the credit system. Means that you pay on time and blah blah, and you get
Okay.
scores,
Black
of
crypto, if you're
course.
still here, if you're still in the live, there goes your answer when it comes to credit here in DR. Okay, let's
Yeah,
see here. All right, so Rick James has another question. Oh, he has no more questions. You guys were awesome. You answered
yeah.
everything
All
for
right,
us. All right, guys.
Junior.
Go ahead, Manuel.
I'm gonna let you go now. I'm gonna let you go, and it's been a pleasure to talk to you.
Same to you, Manuel. Thanks for coming in live, and giving us some input, helping us out with the credit and the residency. Um, so it was a nice live today. I appreciate everyone that did join the live today. Being my first live, I appreciate everyone, commenting, asking questions, and I'm glad I was able to answer from what I've known. And I hope everyone has a great rest of your evening. And we see you guys next week on the live. Once again, thank you for being part of the Dominican Route family. And you guys have a wonderful Sunday. Um, and tomorrow's Monday, back to work. Once again, thank you guys for being part of this community. We're here to teach you you know how to do things here in DR. And we help each other out as more people come out here. They don't make mistakes, so they don't get fraud, done to them. Once again, I appreciate you guys being on the live today. You guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Oh, evening. All right, guys.